tweeted earlier this week that you think you didn't say this exact word, so I want to tell everybody that I'm paraphrasing here. I didn't actually go back and pull up the tweet, but you kind of said that you think that there's going to be a Josh Alexander bidding war next year.
Yes, I
What did you mean by that, and do you have any insight on what's going to happen with him?
Yeah, so Josh Alexander, his deal is up next year.
Yeah,
and it was not his decision to stay this additional year in TNA this year. TNA exercised their right to hold him for the option year.
Yeah, an option year. Yeah.
Yeah, he very much was, prior to the exercising of that, he very much was looking forward to seeing what was out there. And it wasn't a situation like, man, fuck TNA. I hate this place. I got to get out of here. And I want to go to this place specifically. It wasn't even that. It was just a case of, based on how I understood it from the people I spoke to, it was a case of just Josh wanted to just know what the market was for him financially. He wanted to know what type of money was out there for him, and was just looking to see what that type of offer was going to be. And so we followed this up now for 2025. And I spoke to people in wrestling just about TNA in general. And the feeling within the industry is that the departures of Jordan Grace and Josh Alexander specifically are all but guaranteed. And that TNA was vaguely aware of this, and that they were already kind of like looking to just divert those assets financially in other spots, and that they accepted because those are two of the better paid people on the roster. And so that's just the feeling based on, again, these are the sourcing on this, these are like officials within the industry, and just and what tends to happen is everybody knows everybody's business, hilariously. So that's kind of just the word on them. And beyond that, I was outright told from somebody within NXT that they think he's a tremendous wrestler. So I just get the sense that when his deal is up, people will be looking at him and looking to offer him a deal. AEW officials will be at the Maple Leaf Pro Show, and I wouldn't be surprised if there was some mingling taking place there.
You know, we've talked about Josh Alexander a lot on the show because we'd started out as a TNA podcast and we've kind of pivoted. I do have my TNA podcast every Saturday on Patreon. Go to patreon.com/the Mike and JD Show. Got to get my plug in, of course. Mm-hmm. But we've been basically of the opinion that it was going to be a tough market for Josh because he's a little bit older now.
Yeah.
But he's got the neck issues. He just had he'd come off a major injury last year. Mm-hmm. And while he is an amazing wrestler, I happen to think he's got a lot of charisma and has a great promo. I don't know that he has big room charisma, to be honest with you. So I think that was going to hurt him. So I was kind of wondering whether or not there would actually be a market for him. But as a big Josh Alexander fan, I'm glad to hear somebody say that there actually is going to be a little bit of a market for him.
At least a little bit. It's funny. I think about Josh and like where he would land. And I feel like his WWE ceiling would be like, I think that Ethan, I don't know where their relationship lies at this point, but I think Ethan Page and him in a North reunion would have upside as a main roster tag team that 100%. Was a heel unit that you could throw against the Cody Rhodes and whoever as the other babyface, like Randy Orton and Cody versus like Ethan Page and Josh Alexander would main event like house shows for a month and be the SmackDown main event on any given week, for example. They're the type of team I think like they'd win a bunch of tag belts, and they're the type of top level tag team like I said, you would throw them at like two upper level pushed baby faces. I think that would be like a good landing spot for him. I don't see him getting like a high end singles push on the main roster. AEW, it's just the overstuffed roster, and that's kind of what makes things a little tricky there. He's somebody that had he gone to AEW in 2020, 2021, he would have done really well. And now I don't know how well he would do, and I don't know how much interest there would be from them. But again, like I said, he has the opportunity to mingle with some of those guys this weekend. He's also a guy that I think would fit really well in Japan, but the problem with Japan right now is there's just not that much money in Japanese wrestling, and
there's not. He's taking on Takeshita this weekend.
Yes, he is. Maple Leaf Pro.
Yeah, which should be pretty fucking awesome.